Hi, and thanks for logging on to the daily DVAR Halacha. And here's a brand new halacha for you, and it's for Thursday, 30th day of March, and third day of Nissan. Here we go. Just a reminder that this Shabbos, we've been reminding you each Shabbos as it comes, if it's Parshas HaChodesh or Parshas Para or any of the special Shabboses. So this Shabbos actually doesn't have any special designation. The last of the special Shabboses that precede Pesach will be Shabbos Hagadol, the great Shabbos, but that's next Shabbos, not this one. So this is if I may say, an ordinary Shabbos with where we'll be reading Parshas Vayikra. And here are a couple more laws for you. Remember that Nisan is the month that is preferred for making the blessing on seeing a blossoming fruit tree blossoming for your first time of the season. So Nisan is your best month. You're in Nisan now, and if you see it, you should make the bracha. What about on Shabbos? So generally, we don't like to recommend that you make this bracha over a tree on Shabbos. We don't like to mess with trees on Shabbos, and the status of, we're not supposed to break branches from a tree, certainly not supposed to pluck off fruit from a tree. So these kinds of things and their brachas, we would rather that it not be done on Shabbos. If it happened that you didn't get to do it the whole month of Nisan and your last day is the last day of Nisan and it's a Shabbos, then there would be some leniency. But generally, don't plan to make the bracha over a blossoming fruit tree on Shabbos. If a person is bedridden and the only way that he could see the blossoming fruit tree is through a window, then that'll have to suffice for him. He'll do it that way if he has to. But other people should try and get right up to the tree to see the blossom up close and then make this special bracha. If, for whatever reason, I guess it's not opportune for me to say this now, but if Adar was the best time because of seasonal something or leap year and all the blossoming was happening in Adar, then you would do Adar if possible. While I'm on that, I guess I should say that this is the age of the internet, and it is possible that someone's watching this from Australia or South Africa or South America, where Jews do live, and there, of course, the blossoming of the trees, fruit trees, for the first time will not happen in Nisan the way it does in the Northern Hemisphere. So for people in Australia, it might be around Rosh Hashanah time. For people in South America, it could be around Sukkot time. So do certainly go by how it works in your area and consult the rabbis of your area. There are mikubalim, people who know the mystical side of this thing and say that Nisan is the preferred month, period. But the question is, maybe they'd consider if you're in Australia, then Tishrei is the Nisan of Australia. So do speak to the rabbis of Australia if you're there, or South America or South Africa, if you find yourself in the Southern Hemisphere, and ask, well, some guy up in the Northern Hemisphere is telling us some laws about Nisan being the time to make the bracha over blossoming trees. What should we do down here in Argentina or whatever? So please check that out with your rabbis, and they'll help you in that area. They'll certainly know more than I do about that topic. Now, there are grafted trees, and grafting is prohibited. So if there was a pear apple tree, which a Jew is not supposed to really help create, because we're not supposed to be grafting things. You can eat a pear apple. You can eat a fruit that was made through hybrids or grafting, but you're just not supposed to make one. And because you're not supposed to make one, some say that making the bracha over a blossoming pear apple tree wouldn't be exactly the right thing. It should be a pure apple tree or something of the sort. And for those of you who know your trees really well, I was reading this in Rabbi Blumenkrantz's book, and he says don't even do it over an orange tree, because that is somehow a hybrid too, and I didn't know anything about that, so do check into that too. But it should be a purely bred tree, because we don't really like to be making a blessing over a tree that Hashem might not 100% appreciate it's being made. But I do know that you're allowed to eat hybrid fruit if you want to, but don't make this fruit blossom bracha over a hybrid tree. Same thing with shechianos. Shechianos, God would more prefer if they were over a pure fruit that's just known to be, this is a pomegranate tree, of just like it may have been in the Garden of Eden, and that's how Hashem appreciates brachas. So certainly do try to make sure that you're at a pure tree, not some hybrid, when making this bracha or a shechianu bracha or anything of the sort. Okay, thanks for logging on, and log on again tomorrow for more. Bye-bye.